Alrighty, hey guys, Funny Guy Timmy here for a really quick video. Stop saying that! This one's answering a question that I wasn't prepared to answer as of yet, but after doing some other projects where I had to do something like that and practicing and working on the editing and working with the mixer, I finally found a really good way to record screaming and yelling and really loud dialogue and make it where it doesn't exceed the limit of the device or the microphone or whatever without peaking and still sounding really, really good. So what we're actually going to do is I'm going to get this a little bit closer. And there's actually something I'm going to get real quick. 1 second. All right, so one of the points of recording really loud dialogue, like if you are supposed to be doing like a military thing, which I actually just did not too long ago. Someone was doing a military game and they wanted like some soldiers doing screaming and yelling. So I want to go over basically everything that I did to both get ready and did in relationship with the mic. So first thing I did out of the gate is I used some Entertainer's Secret. This is to prevent your throat from getting too hoarse, or it loosens up the vocal cords. You can find this stuff online. I've done multiple videos about it. Just look up Entertainer's Secret. You can actually find it on Amazon and anywhere else. I might put a link in it in the description. Next thing is water, warm water. Now I actually have this Chick-fil-A cup, which is probably going to upset a whole bunch of people, but my roommate works at Chick-fil-A, so what I'll often do is I'll go and when I drop them off, get something to drink. And I like the foam cups. The reason I like the foam cups is foam isn't really resonant like metal is or like glass would be. So, you know, it also doesn't sweat, so I'm not getting any moisture in the room, in the environment, and just, you know, it's a good cup. And so I have water in here, but it's always room temperature water. Refreshing. So it's always room temperature water. You don't want cold and you don't want hot water. You want room temperature water because you want your vocal cords to be relaxed, not shocked and not under stress. So also another thing you can do is get some hot water. Basically boil some water and then put honey in it until all the honey dissolves, and then put cold water until the mixture is, you know, warm. And then drink that, like, not hot, but like a little bit warm. It just kind of like relaxes the throat, and do that before doing something like this. But I'm not going to be going crazy. I'm just going to do a couple lines for you guys. So one of the things that I have, so that's getting ready to do this kind of read. That's getting ready to do this kind of read. Also, exercising is probably a good idea. And then make sure you're wearing something that you can really sweat in. Because when you're really pushing the diaphragm, when you're really pushing air out to get really loud and project, you're going to start sweating. You're going to start really getting physical and really working out. Now, if you're starting to sweat, that means you're doing it right. If you're in the microphone and you're really like sweating and that means you're probably doing it right. Or it could mean that you're exceeding what you probably should do. You don't need to yell. You don't need to yell. You're really projecting. Really projecting. Because there's a difference between yelling and projecting. Yelling is more from here. Yelling is literally from like the throat. But projecting is more from the stomach, the diaphragm, and the chest. It's more just being loud without cracking the voice, without going too high with it. So you're getting more of like the lower resonance. So that's getting ready. Make sure you're not actually yelling. Also, if you live in an apartment, yelling is probably not a good idea, but projecting will be totally fine. So the next thing you're going to want to do is actually get relatively close to the mic. You are going to want to get close to the mic. I know that's going to seem weird, but it's going to sound better. It actually is. Because even if you're in a treated space like this, and you yell, and you stand back and you yell in the microphone, you see how, can you hear that? Hear how it sounds boxier now? Because there's distance between me and the microphone. When I get closer, there's more clarity. So if I was to be back here and I was to be yelling, you're going to get a lot more of that room noise. You're going to get a lot more of that lower frequency, and basically the sound waves going everywhere. But if I'm closer and I'm speaking into the microphone, directly into the microphone, you're not going to get any of that room. Despite how thick or how good your treatment on the wall is or in the area is, the louder it is, the more you are actually going to hear some boxy sound or some resonance. It's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. But the goal is, if you get close enough to the microphone, you're not going to hear it, because the clarity of the voice is going to drown out that bass of the projecting. Because again, you're speaking from here and from here, not from here. So the voice isn't cracking, so you're getting a lot more of that lower frequency. Now, I'm sure you could probably put bass traps in like a corner or in like one side of your recording space, but it's better to get close to the mic and then just turn everything down. You got to turn everything down. Now, this is going to work better with a mixer than with an interface. With some interfaces, you're probably going to have to turn, you basically only have one dial on a lot of interfaces. I don't have one in here, but if it's like the Euphoria UM22, which is the one that I've talked about before, which is like it's a really decent, really cheap interface. That, there's only one switch, and I think it's the gain. It's just one switch that works both gain and levels, and you just got to turn it down. Now, on my mixer, which again, it's going to work better on my mixer, I have EQ settings, I have compression, and I have both gain and levels. Now, I'm not going to be using any of the EQ. Not going to be using any of that. I have all of that just flat. But I am going to be using the compression, and I am going to be using the gain and the levels. Obviously, but the way I'm setting up my levels and my gain is actually going to be kind of contrary to what I thought it was supposed to be used, like how you're supposed to use it. So I've repeatedly said that I don't know, I'm not too clear with what the actual, definition is between gain and levels. And someone actually did explain it to me in a comment. I don't remember who it was. Sorry if you're watching this and you remember that it was you. But someone said that gain is the more overall volume, and levels are the more detail. It's more focused in. So the gain would be just the general volume, but if you wanted to like kind of dial it in more finely, then you would use levels. I'm guessing. So in order to really project and really yell or get loud into a microphone, you're going to want to put the gain down. So I have the gain. I'm going to set the gain down to, it's kind of 11. No. It's more like 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock on the gain knob, and the levels are at 4 or 5, somewhere between 4 and 5 o'clock on the level. So the levels are really high and the gain is really low. And then I have my compression set to, it's about 10 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock on compression as well. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be speaking directly into this, and I'm going to be saying some pretty typical war game lines, which would be like, "Enemy grenade! Take cover! Medic! Medic! I need a medic over here!" All right, so now I'm in Audacity, and we're going to do some lines. I have it in Audacity so you can actually see the wave format. So I'm actually going to turn this down because I can already tell it's relatively loud, and I don't want it to clip, so I'm going to turn the levels down. Not the gain, the levels. "Medic! I need a medic over here! Grenade! Get down! I'm out of ammo!" All right, so let's zoom in and let's see. Okay, cool. None of these have clipped, even though it kind of sounded sharp in my headphones. So we'll listen to it again. But none of it sounded like it clipped. So we're good there. Get rid of that mouth noise. Get rid of whatever that is. Okay. Medic! I need a medic over here! Grenade! Get down! I'm out of ammo! Okay, it doesn't look like any of these exceeded. Let's do that again. Medic! I need a medic over here! Grenade! Get down! I'm out of ammo! Okay, so this one got a little in the red, but none of it was distorted. None of it clipped. So, and that was me that far from the mic. That was me a decent distance from the mic, and you could hear the detail in the voice. Medic! I need a medic over here! So you can hear all the words. You can hear all of the clarity, as opposed to, I'm gonna go over here. So if we were to like back up and get away from the microphone, so I'm gonna set it back to like my normal settings, normal gain. I'm gonna turn the compression off, gain and levels. So I got gain set to 12 o'clock, and I have levels set to 3 o'clock, and compression is off. And you can already tell that it's louder. So I'm actually going to get away. I'm going to try not to hurt anybody's ears. Medic! I need a medic over here! Get down! Grenade! I'm out of ammo! Alrighty, so I can already tell you that that is clipped like crazy. All right, and notice when I did that, it sounded like my voice dropped. Like it was a lot more bassier. It sounded lower pitched, and that's because I was pushing air from the diaphragm rather than just pulling it from the throat. Medic! I need a medic over here! Yeah, there was so much that's in the red. You can just see. And that's with zero compression. A little bit of compression would have helped that, and it was so sharp. Get down! Oh, that was awful. Jesus. Let's turn this down. Nah, well, I'll just do it in post. Down! Ugh. Grenade! I'm out of ammo! All right, so it's clipped. You can hear this kind of boxiness to it. It sounds like I'm further from the mic, as opposed to this. Medic! I need a medic over here! Grenade! Get down! I'm out of ammo! You can hear all the words, but it never gets too sharp. But this... Medic! I need a medic over here! It's just really... It's really, really bright. It's really, really crisp. Now, that could work. That could work for you if you don't have compression. But I would want to turn it down a little bit more. All right. I'm going to do one more. So now it's both gain and level are down. There's no compression. There's no compression on the mixer. So I'm just going to be speaking in here. Medic! I need a medic over here! Get down! Ammo! I need ammo! Yeah, I'm starting to sweat. Good. All right, so this is obviously quieter. But, let's see. I'm going to take this, bring this to, normalize to -3, bring this to -3. Oh, no, not noise. There we go. -3, and then this to -3. Doop. All right, so as we can see, these two are very close. Now this is obviously the worst, and it's further back, and it's louder. So the gain and the volume is obviously louder. Medic! I need a medic over here! It's kind of sharp right there, and I'd probably want to turn the gain down a little bit. But, medic! I need a medic over here! These are basically at the same clarity. They're basically at the same volume, spoken volume. This one has the compression, so when it gets to medic, the loudest, sharpest syllables, it obviously takes it down and takes it off. But, let's see. We can probably copy, paste, okay. We can probably add some light compression to this and kind of clean this up. and go back to -3. All right, now let's listen. Medic! I need a medic over here! Still kind of crisp. But, what I should have done, you know what I should have done? Copy. There we go. Paste. There we go. Okay, so now we can see the difference. So yeah. There's some distortion right here, and it kind of smoothens off the distortion. And it brings these peaks a little bit closer. These two are almost the same. That's impressive. And so are those. But this one really took some stuff off the top. Yep. Just got that military flat top. Yeah. All right, so obviously the first one is better. So if you have a device that has compression, that's probably what you're going to want to go with. I'm going to turn these back. Turn this back up. Turn this back to here. Turn that down to my headphones. So obviously, if you have a device, if you have a mixer that has compression on it, use a little bit of compression. So that way you won't have to use as much compression in the editor. I mean, obviously, that other line, the last one with a little bit of compression is okay. It's still a little sharp. I would probably fix it in EQ. But the one in the middle, the one where you back further away and you turn the gain and levels up, is obviously the worst. You're getting a lot of room noise and you're clipping. So that's basically how I do a lot of yelling and action dialogue. Another suggestion that I would make before we end this real quick is that if you get to a point, if you have a lot of lines and you get to a point where you start to get kind of a cough coming up, where it feels like you're going to cough, take a break. Stop, take a break. That's your throat telling you that you're pushing too far. I actually did one where it was a lot of lines. It was, I don't know, it was like 1,000 lines, and it was 1,000 yelling and screaming and bombs flying, and they wanted multiple takes. So halfway in the middle, I actually stopped, went and took a shower. It really helped my throat. Lots of warm steam, and then, just took a breather, edited what I had, and then went back into it. Totally helped me out. So, again, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new. Bell for notifications. And if you have any questions, leave that down in the comment section below. And until next time, peace.